My brother showed up at my door with a look I'd never seen before. Pale, hollow-eyed, hands trembling. "She cheated on me," he whispered. I stared at him, stunned. I'm sorry, man." He shook his head. "No. I have a video. You need to see it." I recoiled. "You're sick. Why would I want to see that?" "I know it's sick," he said, voice low and flat. "But there's something on that video that will turn your life upside down." Something in his voice, dead, cold, certain, made my breath catch. When the screen lit up, my world didn't just tilt. It shattered. There she was, my brother's wife, naked in their bedroom. But she wasn't with a man. She was with my wife. The woman I loved. The woman I trusted. The woman I built a life with. And my brother, the one person who had been by my side through everything, childhood, fights, pain, loyalty, was watching his own world collapse right next to mine. We sat in silence, not as two brothers anymore, but as two men broken by the same betrayal. Two lives gutted by a shared knife. I had trusted her the way you trust your own heartbeat, without question. We built a home, whispered secrets in the dark. She had a laugh that could pull me back from the edge. And he, my brother, was my shadow growing up. We bled, starved, fought together. He was the only person I had never doubted. But that night, doubt became a legacy we both inherited. Looking back, the signs were always there. Her late nights, her phone, always turned away from me. That sudden desire to help my sister-in-law. I told myself it was paranoia, that love meant trust. But when I saw her mouth on my brother's wife, her hands exploring forbidden places, my heart didn't just break, it calcified. That was the night I stopped being her husband and became her executioner. Revenge isn't rage. It's ice. Rage burns too fast. Revenge is cold, slow, methodical, patient. I started quietly. First, I copied every file from my brother's hard drive. Videos, photos, proof. Then I went through our finances. Shifted money. Opened accounts she didn't know existed. Planted traps she wouldn't see until they snapped shut. And through it all, I played the role of the loving husband. The fool. Every kiss was a countdown. Every smile was a noose tightening around her neck. The first cut was financial. I drained our joint savings into a private account. She thought our vacation fund was untouched. She had no idea it was gone. The second cut was social. I invited friends over, hosted dinners, included family. I let her bask in the glow of admiration, while I fed subtle truths to the right ears, whispers that would spread like wildfire. The third cut was legal. I filed the divorce papers silently, with airtight evidence of infidelity. My lawyer took one look at the footage and smiled. "This case," he said, "is already over." She was living on borrowed time, and didn't know it. The final blow. It happened on a Sunday evening. I invited her family, her friends, her coworkers, even my brother. She thought it was a celebration. I stood up, raised a glass, and said calmly, "There's something I want to show you." The screen flickered. The room fell silent. And there she was, my wife, twisted in sheets that weren't ours, with the woman who wore my brother's ring. Gasps. Cries. Chairs scraped back in horror. Her mother covered her face. My wife froze, as pale as death. My brother's wife crumbled into silence. And me? I didn't speak with rage or tears. I watched with justice in my eyes. She begged, whispered my name, promised explanations. I handed her the divorce papers instead. Already signed. Already final. Her family turned their backs. Her friends wouldn't look at her. Her safety net, gone in one night. My brother filed his papers the next morning. When she ran to him, he shut the door in her face. She lost 2 homes in one breath. 2 men who would have died for her. She called me for weeks. Messages. Please. Apologies. I never responded. Silence was the only reply she deserved. Cold justice. Sometimes late at night I replay that moment in my head. The look in her eyes when the screen came on. The moment she realized everything she'd built was made of lies and sand. That was the moment I got my life back. I don't regret a second of it. Because revenge, when done right, isn't fire. It's ice. And ice preserves the truth forever.